Hi, so this is like a quick overview of a POC that will convert LCLC marc to Bibframe. So first step that we're going to take is to look into a very rudimentary record in LCLC marc Hish style XML. So we have a record, we have a leader, data field, and it's a title in this case, and we have a subfield A and a subfield H in this case. So we have backlog and favorites. This will be step one, placing some type of XML. Step two will be the actual mapping. So in this case, we're using RML mapping. It's a W3C standard for semantic web mapping, linked data mapping. The very top thing we're going to do is place in a prefixes. So in this case, we're mapping to Bibframe. So this will be the prefix. We then define two mappings. One is a record mapping, and the other one is a title mapping. There will be sources. As you saw, we placed an XML here. So we would choose a XPath type of mapping. In this case, you have input and XPath. There's ways to select static files, but in this case, we're going to place whatever was on the left-hand side in the input field. And we're going to select the top level record here. So you can see this is the mapping against the record. The subject, it will be a new element, which will be a Bibframe with an ID of leader. And then the predicate and object will be a grouping of A work. So in other words, you have Bibframe ID is a work. This will use directly the RDFS mapping. So it will be kosher with Bibframe. Second mapping will take the 245 subfield. Again, another XPath here. So not the easiest thing on the eyes, but it is a data field. And the subject will be a blank node in this case. I don't specify it. Followed by a predicate and an object, which will take a Bibframe. So in this case, I should have done a better job and call that main title, which is the proper property for this type of mapping. Would be BF main title, followed by the subfields, and it will grab all subfields for this mapping. And let's run it. So this is the first time we're running it, so the output is empty. And run. And what we get is, as mentioned, the subject will be the ID with the leader, qualified with Bibframe. The predicate is a RDF. And finally, it's a Bibframe work. And a blank node. Main title. Favorites. I have a little bug here with how to set up the actual slash at the end, so we can fix that real quick. So this would be a slash right here. And if we run it, we should see a better formatted predicate, a better formatted ID. And thank you. This is it.